thing. You know it? When I ego, like a lot of this music I bought when I'll start in just a minute. In case anybody else wants to hear. That's what I'll do. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name is Marge. I'm a Hayoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and I'm always feeling some kind of way, you know. So, I just like to share here. I encourage people to share how they feel about things. In this day and age, too many people are holding stuff in. Nobody knows what's really going on. And then people are really lonely, you know. And then when they get just sucked in by the glum lots and freaking. So I think sometimes people can reach a point of sadness that, you know, maybe there's no turning back. So I want to help people get past that, you know, get through that. I've been through a lot of hard things in my life, and I'm still here, and I still am happy, and you know, all because God got me here for some reason or another. So I might as well freaking, you know, somebody might as well benefit from me having a, you know, a crap life. Not that it was all crap. There's a lot of beauty in it. There's a lot of miracles in it. There's a lot of divinity in it. You know, that's where the divinity is in hardship. You know, we don't get the God stuff when everything's la 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 la. You know, and people usually don't acknowledge, you know, when their their highs are high as a result of anything God does. Most people are just egocentric these days, and it's all them. They did it all. Yeah, yeah. I've been at a point in my life where I was much more egocentric than I am today. I was sober for like 13, 14 years from alcohol, and I moved to Oregon, and nothing I was doing, my life blew up. Nothing I tried worked. Nothing. I got turned down like 67 times, and for, you know, 67 different jobs. And I'm like, I just came from Omaha. They had like about 1 million people, you know, and then to a city where there's like 163 or 4,000, and I can't get a job like nowhere. And then I was like, oh shoot, you ain't gonna. They don't like you. You know? It was a weird thing. Benny got his dental today. How you doing, bud? You need to go outside? Huh? Alright? Oh, Bill. Okay? Come on. What's up? He only had one tooth extracted. Thank God. It's still $400, and it like fell out. But they took off a tumor off his arm, so that was kind of a weird thing. Anyway, so my life blew up when I moved to Oregon, and because see what happened was when I was in Omaha, and I was in, you know, going to meetings and learning about ego and spirituality from these people's perception, you know, I lost touch with my own self and my own perception of it. And I, you know, and I turned myself over to a higher power, but I'm not sure a lot of these people had the same higher power that I did. You know, they didn't have the same priorities that I did and stuff like that, because we didn't have the same frame of reference and stuff. And so it was New Year's Eve, and I got a bottle of scotch. Because that whole time when I drank for all those years, I never drank scotch. So I went out on scotch. And then just a couple weeks ago, I found out I'm 43% Scottish. But I also recognize I'm 100% alcoholic. I'll be right back. I'm not going to start the... Mom, talk to the people on YouTube. Just talk to yourself, Mom. Tell them stories about me when I was a kid. I put a fishing hook through my tongue when I was 2, Mom. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. He just was like, I just gotta pee on something, Marge. Good boy, Benny. Let him off, Artie. Good boy. Good boy. Artie's walking around in one of my t-shirts so he doesn't lick his... Sorry about that, Benny. Benny had a dental today, and so he's like, oh, well, he's not. Actually, he's a lot less googly, because he only had one tooth removed. Where was I? I was going to talk about... I guess I'm not supposed to. Shifting gears. Next, I went out after 13, 14 years sobriety. 14 years sobriety on Scotch. Found out I was Scottish, you know. But I also found I'm 100% alcoholic, and I can't drink because people like me, to drink is to die, you know. And I know it's fun, man. I want to a lot. You know, and people like me, they like drinking as much as I like to drink. You know, it's amazing that we don't drink. So, but what I also found out is the storyline of the Holy Spirit, you know. And there's a course and path in which my life is supposed to go, and I won't maintain that direction. I won't maintain that course if I am a drunk. And I couldn't take care of myself, let alone mom and the dogs in the way, you know. And people just don't like me. I have a hard time making friends as it is, but you put alcohol. Actually, you know what? The thing of it is, if I drank, I'd probably have a lot of friends. But I don't think I'm pretty sure I would lose a lot of respect for myself because of the way I treat people. When I am egocentric, when it's me before them, you know. I'm a much better person when I am living for my community and adding to it as a whole. Because hey, I'm still a human, and I can be a dick, so I can have my days too, you know. We just try and keep those few and far between. I'm a very passionate person, and when people give me crap, I just give it back, you know. I'm not the first striker. I'm not. I have been, but the consequences that come with that, it's too hard to deal with. So, also, and related to the ancestry thing that I did, they already have our DNA. They already have it. My DNA. I don't know. Maybe people... I found out today, I was exchanging emails with a cousin, and I found out stuff that I didn't know before. I always knew that I came from a very strong line of women. Number one, my mom is one. Now, she was adopted. Nonetheless, I know that, I mean, maybe I'll find out more about her, too. This stuff is related to my father's side, my fraternal side, and I found out today because I always heard the story because I was that weird. Where did everything come from? I was that kid. Where did it come from? How does it work? Why? 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 And people would be like, "Oh, go away," because they couldn't answer the questions that I had. So I was always go away, and then I went off into nature and then found my own answers. So, let's see if I can. But my grandma was one. I always heard she had a lot of siblings, and then today I found out that she had like 12 or 13, and she was born. I knew she was born in San Antonio, Texas. Benny. In 1919, and when I graduated from Air Force Basic Training, she was 80, and she hadn't been home since she was 13. To be continued. Minnie, are you tricking me? Are you just playing your little mini games? I kind of don't want mini games right now. Yeah, that was good that I took him out for that. Boy. Yeah, that was a good thing. I wouldn't have wanted to clean that up. His stomach has been asleep since yesterday. So it was all that, Good boy, Benny. Good boy, Benny. They're good dogs. All right, where was I? Okay. So San Antonio. Okay, so today I found out that my grandmother Edith, her mom, the dude took off and left her with all these kids. The mother did. Right? So this kind of explains how Edith is the way that she is with her kids and doing everything for them like my dad. Right? But that didn't trickle down from my dad to his kids. Isn't that weird? See how that works? You know? Like this woman started boarding schools, I guess. To support her families. I wonder if they're boarding schools. Yeah, no, I know. Never mind. I misspoke. I said they were boarding schools. I guess it's better than brothels. And then, what was it? I gotta find that email. But I'm learning more about my history these days, and and how strong the women are in my family, and this stuff is supposed to trickle down. I don't understand all how people just got so I'll just do whatever, yeah, tell me what to do, I'll just do it. I used to be, no, I was never like that. I was compliant though. I did want to be a people pleaser because I didn't really come from a really loving environment. So I was one of those people that would just, oh, if you showed me affection or were nice to me, I would be your best friend. I was loyal like a dog. You know what? And then you grow up and you learn that there's better ways of living. Of not living, to please other people and do it. And I worked all the jobs, that I didn't want to work just because I needed a paycheck. You know what's kind of interesting? Is that God made a way for me, like right now. He's always taken care of me and Ma and the critters and stuff. And He's made a way for us to be, comfortable on not a lot. Our income is less than I'm good at budgeting. I get it from my mom, And I want to see communities, and because my bills are paid, that's why, I don't need to make a lot of money. Aside from, the vet bills and stuff like that, because I never been an extravagant person. I never had to have the boat. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a little tin boat pill around, but there's not really lakes around here. There's the river, the Rio Grande. A lot of people, I guess, go tootling down that. But I kind of miss lakes, big lakes, Lake Shasta. That was fun to grow up around, man. That's a beautiful place. I was getting sidetracked. But just being able to get what I need by trading, barter. I'm so excited. I did a video a few years back called Getting Back to Grassroots, Head Shaking episode. Something like that. And that was when my head was shaved. That was like, it was a Britney Spears moment. Although there's nothing wrong with people frickin' shaving off their head and starting over. But mine was, the guard came off the clippers when I was cutting it, and it went down to the scalp, and I was just like, alright, I'm taking it all down. And I'm glad I did it. I think everybody should do it one time. Just to see. Just to go through all the awkward stages and stuff like that. Don't miss that much. Where was I? Benny okay? What are you licking? He's nervous. Good boy. Good boy. I'm excited to put together what I'm learning about our history. My history. But I just thought that was interesting that the dude took off and left her with frickin' 13. And this was like in the 1900s. And my grandma's maiden name was Walton. Edith W. Hessick. Edith Walton Hessick. And the Walton, evidently, the rumor is, word on the street is, that it was one of the Waltons that signed the Constitution. We're related to them in some capacity. I always wondered, I like to play the what if game, where's the world where this is the reality? It's out there someplace in the galaxy, in somebody's subconscious or somebody's consciousness. There might be a number of people that believe like this, and it's going to create a reality. So, they know your number, they know who's related to who, because it's important people like to keep track of that, and we're all given numbers when we're born, most of us, right? And is it by, and it's like, and it's such a trip, I'm like, what if they keep track and they it is like your whole life is set up kind of thing. And either you're going to go with the system and you will like go up in the chart, in like the stock chart, and if you don't go and play along and do what they want and act how they want, then you will go down in standing, you know, where you can't get jobs of any kind with like a lot of experience, you know what I mean? It's just weird. I was looking up the Georgia Guidestones. Zach was talking about them, and I'm like, I've never read all of them. And I like to check out the latitude and longitude of places, you know? And they are on the same freaking latitude that I was born on. I was born at like on the 34th parallel, 34.15, and they sit on 34.13. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Where is it? I knew what the first couple of them said, because I always hung out with freaking people that thought like me, and they talked, you know. There's only so much data and information out there that people can learn. And then there's only so many different ways that you can manipulate it and interpret it. Or both. So the number one was maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. And it's like, well, I think they're doing a pretty good job of trying to maintain. So that's the thing is, there's no way that there's as many people on the planet as they say. There is no way. Because I've been around the world. I've been to a lot of places, and I've been to in those places. There's so many more empty spaces where people aren't. I will never be convinced. I can't be swayed. Not on that one. No. I can be swayed. Absolutely. I'm impressionable. Pretty girl tells me, that was like that for years. A pretty girl tell me what to think. Okay. What do I sign? Oh, Luna is the last DOG to get her dental, and it's on the 11th. That's funny. I used to date this chick whose birthday was on the 11th. She's a Taurus. We had a lot of fun together. She freaking married a Jesuit. A Jesuit cop in Philadelphia, yeah. I'm like, with all the way that everything's playing out right now, works for like the police, what do they call those things? Those people that just get paid to cover up people's mistakes. Oh, unions. That's what it is. You know, these guys, they grew up watching gangster movies and they think they're mobsters and stuff, and then they play it out, and it's just like, anyway. But, the 11th of May. Watch your kids. Hang on to your kids, folks. It's prime freaking human sacrifice season. I saw like 3 articles today back in Reading of people posting where they're taking kids. And Reading's is a hot spot up there in Mount Shasta and stuff. See, when people don't have discipline and don't have this anything outside of themselves, a God, a higher power to say, you don't do this. You don't freaking get hopped up on coke and freaking hunt people in the woods. You just don't do that. They don't got that. They do whatever they want. They get all twisted up outside of their mind on drugs and alcohol, and just, you know, people are disposable. And these are the realities in which people are coming to light, you know. All these systems have not been to serve and protect. Oh no. I heard about Boudin's freaking his speech last night when he said, "We the people are the government." He said that in his speech. Who said it? The guy that calls himself the president said, "We the people are the government." So none of this stuff. So we are just the minions to feed the cog in their sick and twisted little fucking coke and drug-induced freaking. Because look, that's freaking Boudin. Bo Boudin is what I call the president. He's all freaking wet-brained, man. Give him a few drinks, he'll be alright. That's what they do. That's what switches him on. He's all, gah, and then they give him some, I used to know, guys, I'd hear stories about people in the meetings, after the meetings, people would talk about this one guy. He was like a freaking colonel, maybe a lieutenant colonel. Nonetheless, those are right below generals, okay? He would talk about how he put freaking vodka in his windshield wiper, where the windshield wiper fluid was. He filled that with vodka. And when he start getting the shakes during the day, because he'd start going through withdrawal, he'd pull over and lift up the hood and pretend like he was, and it looked like he was tinkering on, well, he was, but he was taking pulls of vodka. I mean, people, when they need something to sustain them, they will go to any lengths. And it doesn't matter about, their family or their friends and things like that. None of that stuff matters. They don't care. They're not thinking about that, And then when their spirit is gone as a result, because alcohol removes the spirit, it removes the oxygen from our blood, and oxygen is the only thing that animates us, that makes us different from a corpse, is our oxygen. So when that is replaced with the spirits, how many times have you heard somebody, their explanation was, I was drunk, oh, I don't know, I didn't know, I was drunk. That was like their defense. Okay. Well, these are the behaviors that you do when you're drunk. Are you going to continue drinking and continue those behaviors? Because you don't do that stuff when you're not drunk. Oh, but I like to drink. Well, when you drink, you act like this. Well, I'm an adult. I can do what I want. Okay, now you're making a conscious decision to treat people and act the way that you do when you are drunk, knowing how you behave. Accountability, folks. World's got to find more of it. It's got to. It's ugly, it's painful, and it's gross. There's a lot of wreckage, and people need to clean it up. They really do. In some instances, there's plenty of instances, I suppose, where people should just leave it alone. Exes mostly, leave all that stuff. Leave exes in the past. That was a hard lesson for me. Just leave them. They don't want to know you, usually. And then usually when you talk to them, you are quickly reminded as to why you don't want to know them anymore. Just leave it, Some people like to try stuff over again. Well, if I try it I'm one of those. If I try it like this, maybe if I do. But ultimately, it's usually not a no-go. So, usually. There are, of course, exceptions to every rule. I learned about that the week after I was told math is a constant. And then I was like, I hate math. Because those things are contrary. You can't have constants and exceptions to the rule. And then I noticed in life where all these organizations and places, I thought that they had rules and constants, and there's always exceptions. I like, of course, when I am the exception. I've been the exception a couple times. Back when I did, I was really into my ego. If I really wanted to live that way, I could probably benefit a lot more. I could be a lot more successful in the eyes of other human beings. But you know what? I chose family. Because it's in me. It's in me. My history, I'm going to put it together. I don't think I'm going to write a book because I hate typing. But maybe I'll do a story about what I've learned about my family tree thus far. But it's pretty cool. I know that there were on my dad's side. I think it was my grandpa's side. Where would that be now? Now that story isn't true because there's no German, so I'm not going to finish that statement. Interesting. The plot thickens. So, I was named after my mom's adopted mom, Margaret, and my Aunt Nanya. They called her Aunt Nanya, and she was I remember seeing her shortly before she died. We did go see her before she died. She's a neat lady. In Tulare, outside of Visalia. And, you know, I'm glad we went to see her. We always do. We always just, you know, like people in the hospital show up and go see them, you know. Because people get lonely. They like visitors and stuff. People should matter more. And I don't know what happened to this planet where people started mattering so much less than money. I think too many people are doing freaking coke and freaking these hard drugs and stuff, you know. And they're just out of their minds and out of their spirit. And I pray every day that people come back into their spirit in alignment with themselves. Everybody has a chance to, you know. Everybody has a chance to about face from being a D-bag. Everybody does, you know. I just see all these people that just throw away money on just stuff that they don't need. And I in my feed, because I watched a couple videos, now it's like, you know, all these recommendations are invisible people, you know. German in Venice, I like him. You know, and I got all kinds of ideas on how to help these people, and it don't take much, you know. And it just makes me frustrated when all these false non-for-profits. They all say they're non-profits, but it's a lie. It's just something that they say, and it's this group gets to go around and do what they want. This group, it's the people that have the money wins. I've said that my whole life, ever since they has the most wins. Who has the most wins? It doesn't matter, you know. Money always wins. It does. Not with me, huh? Because we ain't never had much of it, you know. So I'm used. That's why I'm like, I have all these ideas that because I'm not in nothing for money. I never have been. Money causes problems for me. So I like to buy stuff for other people a lot. Yeah, I wanna throw a bunch of like sandals in the back of the van, you know, of all kinds of sizes, you know. Go to Big Five, like these. Like these kinds, you know, and hand them out because, you know, and just like bags with just like stuff where they can, you know, like wet wipes and you know, socks, fresh socks, and you know, personal hygiene stuff like that, because people feel a lot better when they can just freshen up. You know what? You know, and a lot of people, and then ultimately one day I have a place where people can just come and freaking, you know, use the showers and stuff like that, you know, like a truck stop, only hopefully with the farm. I saw that see, that's the thing, is all these bureaucratic systems are made, but it's like, I probably won't qualify. Maybe I will. Let's see. Let's try it. But I sent an email to some people last night because I haven't heard back about what's it called? It's like, I don't think it's related to the same program they used to have, because they like give veterans loans. I want to buy like I want to start a little farm. And then it's like homegrown by heroes or something like that. And then have a couple people just come and help me out on the farm. Because it's just my back. There's a lot, like some days I'll bend over and I'll be like, oh wait. And I gotta walk myself up because I can't stay. Some days it's bad. But I will never have surgery or anything like that. So this is just how I live with it. So stuff that I can't handle myself, I could use some help, you know. But I think, and then have people just come and visit, you know, and tell stories about what it's like where they live, you know. Because I don't really believe much of what I read on the interwebs or see on the, you know. I do like listening to Zach do his decodes, man. This is all scripted. All this stuff is scripted. All the way, Zach did one earlier today, I think. It was all the way about, it's just complete bull crap. Okay, they're going to start the Afghan, or finish the Afghan conflict 20 years after it started. None of these ever should have happened. You want to know what that stuff is about? Syria, a lot of this stuff, what's being legalized? What are more states being legalized now? Right? Think about it. More states are legalizing what? Right? Now the feds, it's on the table, first time ever to legalize what? Marijuana, yeah. You know how many people are sent over there? It's a lot of this is about freaking weed, dude. A lot of this bullshit military blown up. Yeah, it is. I can't wait till more truths be revealed. Oh, Mom, is that Peta? It is Peta. Hi, Peta. Hi, Carl. Hi, Quincy. Yeah, that's how you spell my name. Sometimes, yeah. No E like PETA did. But I always thought that was Marge. Because I worked at a Mexican restaurant and people would always write Marge. Give me a Marg. You know, they'd write Marg for short, like strawberry Marg, fresh Max Marg, you know. They'd always write Marg. So to me, that was always Marg, not Marge. It doesn't, I'm not adamant about it. It's just nice when people call me every now and again. Say my name, say my name. PETA from Australia said hello, Ma. What's it like down there? Are people still doing this all over the place, PETA? Huh? PETA from Australia. Yeah. See, this is cool, because then I get to freaking get... I love hearing stories about how things are from other people. You know, what... Because that's how you know... Oh, you live like that? I live like this. You know, you exchange ideas. I've been around a lot of places, and they just recently legalized recreational here in New Mexico. And I guess it's been like the medicinal since 2009. Oregon didn't even start theirs until 2010. So they've been, and it's just like, really? Man, the people in this state really have stuff locked down. All that stuff is, see, that's the saying. My whole life, I've seen people get by and get, special allowances because of who they know. It's all nepotism. It has nothing to do with people doing the right paperwork and filing for this. And all they do is create more process to keep good people from, making a good living from themselves. Right? I said they're just bad with money. They're just bad with money because their egos are so out of control. And they have the attitude it's not their money. Well, it's not yours either. And you see these road budgets, right? You see these road budgets, $21 million for this project. $21 million where there's only 2.1 million people in the whole state. So for that budget, people could be millionaires a couple times over. But they don't budget right. And I've been in a lot of different states where it's the people in the jurisdiction that control it. And they decide who gets what. And if you don't play along with the rules, then get used to being comfortable with very little. And they do it more and more, because now with this passport stuff like that, pass my ass. Nope. Not for me. When people ask me, have you been? I'm like, for which? Because I got that. I'll never get anthrax. Which vaccine? What are you talking about? Which one do you want to know about? Polio? I won't get polio either. All this crap stuff. We're just guinea pigs, dude. One day our number's up. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.